Ask the Expert, brought to you by Auger Hollingsworth.
Resuming our conversation here with Brenda Hollingsworth. If you have any questions for her, you want to get in touch with Auger Hollingsworth, there's their information on the screen, 613-233-4529. You can see the web address and their actual address on the screen as well, 1443 Woodruff Avenue and 304 O'Connor Street. So, Brenda, just before the break, I asked you a question. Is there a notification deadline? You've experienced a slip and fall, sustained injuries. You need to let people know. What's the deadline?
And believe it or not, the deadline for government entities can be as short as 7 days. Usually it's 10 days, so that's really short. You don't have to start a lawsuit in that time, but you do need to give a notice of a potential claim. And most municipalities in Ontario have a web form, and if you type in "make a claim against," name the city, it'll come up, and you just give them the information. If it's private property, about 5 years ago, the provincial government passed a law also including a notice period for those types of cases, and that's 60 days. So 60 days written notice. It's not enough that the property manager saw you. It's not enough that you did an incident report. You have to give notice of a potential claim. So that's really important. Don't forget.
Okay, what form of notice must you give? When you say written notice, are you talking about on piece of paper, taking pen to paper and then mailing that in or sending it in?
So if you look at the act, it's in the Occupiers Liability Act, and if you look in that act, it will set out exactly how you're supposed to do it.
Okay.
I think it might be registered mail.
Okay.
You know, if you give written notice by email and they respond and you have proof that they received it, you're probably going to be okay. But strictly speaking, it's set out in a statute, and if you Google it or call us, we can explain.
Brenda, what happens if you miss that notice period? You were saying federal, it might be just as short as 7 days.
Yeah. So it's not definitely lost. The municipal rules have some flexibility. The 60-day rule has some flexibility. So you should still contact a lawyer.
Okay.
If you have a good reason, often there's a workaround, like if you're unconscious, for example.
Right. Hospitalized.
Sedated.
Okay.
So work with a lawyer, and we'll see what we can do.
How much compensation does a person usually get for slip and fall?
Yeah, in Ontario, there's a bunch of different types of damages. Your pain and suffering is dependent on what your injury is and how it impacts you. So a broken wrist for me, for example, might be worth less than a broken wrist for someone who plays a piano for a living. And then there's also sort of loss of income and your medical expenses that aren't covered by OHIP. So it really depends, and a lawyer can tell you that fairly easily.
Okay. Brenda Hollingsworth, always a pleasure to have you on,
Thank
giving
you.
us this information. We're talking about slip and fall and what you do to protect yourself. Thank you again.
Thank you for having me.
If you want to get in touch with Brenda at Auger Hollingsworth, there's her information on the screen. Phone number 613-233-4529.